So I thought I'd just start the show today laying out the 6 people who I think I would hire as the head coach. And then after I say their name, I'll give you the likelihood. 1, no chance. 10, they would take the job tomorrow. My number 1 choice would be Jim Harbaugh. I think the likelihood of Jim Harbaugh taking the job is 3 or less. First of all, his job is unfinished at Michigan. He went to Michigan. That doesn't mean he won't leave, because I think eventually he will, and he'll wear people out. But his job is not completed, and there's too many family ties and traditional ties to sting Michigan. If he's there 2 more years, wins a title, rebuilds it, beats Ohio State a couple times, he's young, he could walk. The job's unfinished. I think family and tradition matter to the Harbaugh family. 1 through 10, 10 being the likelihood he would take the job. I say the likelihood is 3 or less, even if they offered him $15 million. The second person I would offer the job to, because I don't think Harbaugh would take it, is Sean Payton of the Saints. I think his likelihood is closer to 50-50, maybe slightly less, but 5 out of a 10. Drew Brees is getting old. In the last couple of weeks, Drew Brees has not, at the end of this season, looked like a guy you want to build around or can hang around much longer. Sean's got enough of a will, of an interest in coaching for the next 15 years. He would be an offensive coach in a city that has right now a defensive, boring staff with the Rams. I think he would be an unbelievable fit. I think he's a more realistic fit than Jim Harbaugh that won't take the job. Sean Payton, though, is deeply connected to the New Orleans community. Will that play a role? I think it plays the key role. I think he could ditch that owner tomorrow. I think he'd move off Drew Brees tomorrow. Sean Payton has a daughter who goes to school. I'm not going to give you the university, but has a daughter that goes to a university out here in California, about an hour away from where he'd coach, where his offices would be. I would do Jim Harbaugh 1, Sean Payton 2. I think Jon Gruden is the third call I would make. That may seem unrealistic. I do think the likelihood he would take it, I'm told $8 million is the magic number, is about 6 to a 6.5 out of 10, which is double Harbaugh and slightly more than Sean Payton. Here's the story about Jon Gruden, and I heard this a month ago and I said it on the air. There's a magic number for him. It's $8 million. He's the highest paid ESPN employee. ESPN's having some payroll cutbacks. Nobody's quite sure if they'd pay that again. He lost his partner, Mike Tirico. He has Sean McDonough. They do a fine job. But Monday Night Football, frankly, and this is nobody's fault, the profile shrunk. The biggest games now are the Sunday night game on NBC and the Fox late game. Then you have the CBS afternoon game with Brady or a Big Ben. Then you have that early 1 o'clock window. And Thursday games now feel as big or bigger than Monday Night Football. The profile of that assignment has shrunk. So does he want to stay in Tampa, get rich, pay no state tax, and be the guy in the 6th biggest NFL game? I think Gruden would listen. I'm told he would listen. He's an offensive guy. He won both at Oakland with a dysfunctional Al Davis, and he won in Tampa with a defensive team. He really inherited a defense and had to build an offense, but even his last couple of years, he was above 500. Then you get into guys, 3 people that I think are more likely to take the job if it's offered, and I like all of them. Josh McDaniels, out of a 10, the likelihood he'd take it's 9.5. There is some loyalty with Bill Belichick, and he has failed in Denver. He is the coordinator for Brady. He has a super high football IQ. He's an offensive guy. He would inherit a defense, not his specialty, and a number 1 pick, Jared Goff, who has some similarities in style and size and arm strength to Tom Brady. Then there's 2 people. This could be a combo deal. Kyle Shanahan would take the job if offered. He's the offensive coordinator at Atlanta. Mike Shanahan, his respected father, would also, I think, take it if offered. They could come as a combo deal. And I think the Shanahans combined would be a high enough profile pairing to take the job. So there I go. Harbaugh, Payton, Gruden, Josh McDaniels, Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan. Harbaugh would be my number 1 choice. But Jim Harbaugh, right now in America, I mean, you're seeing the job Lane Kiffin took. You saw the job Charlie Strong took. Okay, not a lot of great jobs out there, and coaches generally take whatever they can get. Jim Harbaugh would be the number 1 candidate right now in the NFL for virtually any job that came open. He could have any of them. So is Los Angeles and the Rams big enough for him? I don't know. I don't know right now. I don't think Harbaugh's going to take it. And I don't buy into this. He went to Michigan. He'll never leave. Oh, be quiet. College fans are so parochial. He'd leave eventually. Nick Saban would leave Alabama if he was 48, not 65. The reality, though, the job's not done for Harbaugh. I'm told he is currently not interested whatsoever in the Rams job. That's what I've been told. He makes $9 million at Michigan. And remember, it used to be that the NFL jobs were way better than college jobs. The quality of life was better in college. You didn't have to deal with a GM and an owner. And, you know, the NFL is kind of more of a grind. It's tough on wives. But now that college football pays what it pays and the quality of life is better, Harbaugh's making $9 million. Jack Del Rio with the Raiders only makes $3.5 million. So now that the money of college often surpasses NFL jobs, 25 college coaches make more than Jack Del Rio, 25. So the quality of life's better in college. You don't have to deal with a general manager in college. And now the money often surpasses the NFL. These college jobs for these Sabans and these Harbaughs and these David Shaws and these Chris Petersons at Washington, Urban Meyer at Ohio State, in their eyes, and I get it, especially when you have young kids. Jim Harbaugh's got young kids. The college job he can control, get home and have dinner once in a while.